Cucumbers are harvested and I'm going to be making pickles today, so stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're in the kitchen. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, and today I'll be making some dill pickles for the first time ever. The recipe I'm using comes from this book. It's a Reader's Digest book, 702 Ways to Save Money and the Earth, and it is homemade. I love this book. And over here on page 67 is a recipe for dill pickles, fresh pack method. I did a little bit of research and tried to find a safe way of having firm pickle skins. One way they recommend, the old-fashioned way, is using alum. So alum is a byproduct or derivative from aluminum, and aluminum has been found to contribute to Alzheimer's. So I am not using this stuff. Another wives' tale is to add a grape leaf. You put one grape leaf in your pickle jar, which I am going to do that anyway, and that will help firm up the skin or keep it firm. And wives' tale says that it will keep it nice and crisp. What we're going for is the science behind how to get crisp pickles. So my research found that once you pick your cucumbers, the same day, within hours of picking your cucumbers, is the best time to start processing and pickling them. You'll want to scrub them, of course, get all the dirt and stuff off the skins. Leave the skins intact. Then it suggests trim off the end that has the bloom end of it, because in that end is where the enzymes are that start reacting and causing the softening and also the ripening and decay of these, or the quick decay of the pickle. So I'm going to take that to task, and we're going to try that method. This recipe calls for garlic cloves, mustard seed, dill weed, black peppercorn, vinegar, pickling salts, and sugar. Okay, according to my book, we're going to use a third cup of salt to a half gallon of hot water in a non-reactive bowl. So we're going to use a plastic bowl, and we're going to add the hot water and dissolve the salt. This is a pickling salt. So we're just going to take 1/3 cup of this to a half gallon of water, and let's do that now. So I got my measuring cup, and we're going to measure out 4 of these. So there's 8 cups of hot water for every half gallon of fluid. So we're just going to get, there's 2, there's 6, and there's 8. Now we need 1/3 cup of pickling salt, so we're just going to go ahead and measure this 1/3 cup of measuring cup out, and we're going to pour it in the water and make sure it's thoroughly dissolved. The next step is to add the pickles to the brine. And let stand overnight to pickle. Now I did put some weight on the pickles to keep them submerged entirely into the brine. And then in the morning we'll go ahead and drain and rinse those and begin the canning process. So I will be back in a video second and we'll continue the canning process. Okay, we're back. We soaked the pickles overnight in the brine, so it's time to drain the brine off the pickles, and then we're going to go ahead and add them to the pickle jars and make our concoction. I sterilized the pickle jars on the stove top in the water bath method, and this is the method we're going to be canning them by. These are the ingredients of my dill pickles. We've got mustard seed, dill weed, black peppercorn, and garlic. Also, we've got vinegar. Okay, I peeled my cloves of garlic. We're going to add 4 to each jar. Okay, this recipe calls for salt, and since we're doing 2 half gallons or a gallon of pickles, we're going to do 6 tablespoons of salt. We're going to do 9 garlic cloves, and we're going to do 4 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, we got we have the cloves, the sugar, and the salt added. Now we're going to add the mustard seed. Bring your vinegar, sugar, salt, water, and spices to a full roiling boil, and then add them equally to your jars. I'm going to quarter them because I'm actually making dill spears. I'll use this to release any bubbles. Okay, now we got to wipe the rims. And then put the rings on finger tight, because you're just holding the lids in place and you want the air to escape. So we're leaving a head space, about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch head space, and you want to make sure your rings are just finger tight. Don't tighten them down really tight, because you want, as the air expands in here, you want the air to escape. Then as the jars cool outside the water bath, it creates a vacuum and suction, and this seals the lids. We're going to water bath our canning for 25 minutes. For canning instructions, we're going to follow the chart on the bottom of the box, and my altitude is 2,000 feet. So we're going to add 5 minutes to our processing time. The timer went off, and it's now time to take the jars out of the water bath canner, and I'm going to set them on cardboard as a barrier to keep the jars from coming in contact with a cold surface. Your jars could crack or break if you have them in contact with a cold surface. So don't let the jars touch. Look at the color of those pickles. Yum! Okay, my pickling adventure is finished. We're just going to let the jars cool and wait and listen for the lids to pop, which indicates they created their seal and vacuum. And we'll save these jars. One will be for Thanksgiving, and the other one will open for Christmas. We want to, once they cool down to room temperature, we want to store them in a cool, dark place. Once you open them, you must refrigerate them. For the recipe, I'll go ahead and put the recipe up right here. I'm amazed at how easy it was to make pickles. If I would have known that, I would have done it years ago. I want to thank you guys for joining me here on this adventure at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, and if you'd like to see more videos, stay tuned. You need to subscribe, and that's free. Subscription is free, and that will keep you in tune with new videos as I upload them. Also, please give me a thumbs up. It helps out my video channel. Also, leave a comment. I like reading your guys' comments. So I'll see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.